Hey everybody, this is James Pelton. I hope you're having a good Monday. My second AMA for the day. And sometime we'll talk about Hope Finance. I don't want to steal from what we're focused on here because I'm actually really excited about a crypto program here that we're going to be talking about. We have Ed, so excited to have him. What I need from you guys, please bring up questions that you might have as we're going. Please hit the like button. And hopefully this is educational for us and hopefully an opportunity that maybe is something that we might want to take part in. Again, I'll just say disclaimer for me, I am not in this yet. That's why I brought in Ed to kind of talk through it. What is it? Answer some of our questions. And then maybe as a community, we'll kind of decide, hey, is this something that we want to get into? I think we have to be especially careful in this day and age. I call it the age of scammers. But really, if you look at history, that's just how money has always people are always out to steal your money. Okay, so I want you to just be extra careful. And sorry, one more disclaimer before we go. You might see all these comments below all my videos from they have my picture and they say, "Hey, shoot me a message on WhatsApp." And then you message them and they say, "Hey, if you send me $1,000, I'll send you back $2,000." Don't follow DMs. I don't have a WhatsApp. Don't Just be skeptical of all things. That's what I'll go ahead and say. So, Ed, thank you so much for joining us here today. Before we get started talking about crypto program, could you kind of give just a little bit of your background as we get going here?
Sure. I've been online since the mid 1990s. I started my first business online in 1999. It was a web hosting, web design company. Then I actively got involved with Google AdWords in the early 2000s. It was the wild, wild west, trying to figure out how to purchase traffic, buy clicks online, and did extremely well over time. Fast forward, changed a little bit of my affiliate marketing strategy after I attended a conference in 2008, and then ended up generating over 12 million leads from 2002 to 10 years, 2012. I ended up taking my small little internet marketing company public to the stock exchange. I've had multiple streams of income, doing real estate to trading, and fast forward, had a few health issues, recovered, and still going strong. Lost some money online, probably like everybody else. Got scammed, got the rug pulled like everybody else, and that's primarily why I started the crypto program today.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, no, that's a very similar, a lot of similarities to my story. Again, I got kind of tired of just getting rugged here, rugged there, money gone here, money gone there, and so started building my own stuff. It's just like, you know what? I'm tired of relying on other people to run this stuff. I'll just do my own stuff. So again, very similar to what you did. Can you kind of again, assuming my audience has never heard of this before? How would you kind of explain this to someone who has no idea what you do? What would kind of be your elevator pitch?
Well, keep in mind, even though it's called the crypto program, it's just a means of crypto in and crypto out. So basically, uh, the back end to the program is a few guys that I met back in 2007, 2008. They're in the affiliate marketing space like myself, and we collaborated a lot, shared a lot of information together. Fast forward, what ended up happening was I've stumbled upon a niche that was very profitable. And like everybody else, you run out of credit and you run out of using your own money when you really want to scale and have a good thing. So through mastermind sessions, came up with the idea of a private loan program. When you're a private company, you can do a private loan, right? So I went to one of my good friends. I said, "Hey, let me borrow 10 grand. I have a pretty good business model. I put in $1, I get $4 back through affiliate marketing." So these guys said, "Okay, we'll give it a shot." I said, "I'm going to give you 50% on your money after 30 full days, net 15. So the 15th the next month." So basically, through affiliate marketing and a loan program, I shared this information with my other buddies in a whole nother in a market, and they took off and ran with it as I did. They've generated hundreds of millions of leads over the course of time. I just had a small company and used the loan program as a means to grow my company. So this loan program has been going on now for 15 years for affiliates, strictly to buy traffic as an ad agency online. Well, as I mentioned in my opening, I've lost some money, had a few rug pulls, and I decided I needed to find something to help my audience of people who've lost money over the last 24 months, because we lost quite a bit of money. With that, the short version is I was looking through my Rolodex. What do I have available? And this opportunity kept coming up. In 2012, when I took my company public, I took some of my shares and I invested with these guys because they had their own loan program. It was a private invite only program. You had to have a network of 7 figures. Just to get started was a couple hundred grand. That wasn't what my audience was looking for. So I went to them and said, look, you have a very successful offline business. You fuel your business through a loan program. I've been getting paid through your loan program as a passive income stream for 10 years. Would you be willing to let me take your program online to the masses? They said, we don't want anything to do with regulatory stuff. When you go online, you have so many targets on your back. So, a simple condition, they said, we want to remain anonymous. You're going to have to use your own credibility, Ed, your own story of what you've done with your own business online and share it with people. And I would imagine people who know you, like you, and trust you will give it a shot. So, after masterminding with them, they allowed me to be the master affiliate, and the condition was they needed their anonymity. I agreed. We launched in June of last year with no website, just to my audience. People that knew me, liked me, trusted me. We made money together. We lost some money together. Everything started with a simple Google spreadsheet. We we had a wallet address, took in person's name, email, wallet address, the date they purchased the package, the amount of packages they purchased, because it's a loan program package. And then 32 days later, they're ready to get started, get their first payout. All was done on a Google spreadsheet. As you can imagine, when the website was supposed to be done 90 days later, dealing with technology, James, I'm not sure if you any dealt with technology over the years. It never,
Never, never.
never, right? But it never works out as planned on time, right? They don't deliver the projects on time. So 5.5 months later, the website finally gets launched. During the entire time, people had to trust me that they were going to get paid every 30 days. And shockingly, they did for 5.5 months. Now the program is 8 months old. People have been paid 8 solid months who got started in the very first month with me. And basically, it's a private loan program. They take in crypto, they convert it to whatever currency they're going to use to spend that currency around the world to buy traffic in the means of Google AdWords, Facebook advertising, all the social media, all the display advertising for high traffic news websites. And they have multiples of that $1 of what they earn. I'm proof of that. Anybody can find that out online. I took my company public in 2012 as an internet marketer. I put $1 in, I got $4 back. So when I got that very first loan, it was pretty simple math. I got to use my good friend's money for 6 weeks before I ever had to pay him his 50% on his money. I know 50%, James, makes sounds like a rug pull coming, right? It's only not going to last that long. Well, I was able to do it for 4 solid years because I put $1 in of the private loan money that I got from friends, family, business associates, and I got $4 out in 6 weeks. I only had to pay them 50%. Do the math. I earned 300% profit, was comfortable paying out 50%. What do you think he said after the very first cycle? Well, do you need any more money? And that's basically what's happening now. I decided to go back to my old buddies who are still running their private loan program to private 7 figure net worth individuals and bring it to the masses online. And in doing so, the packages are real small. They're only 550 USDT to get started. 50 of it goes into the referral program. So affiliates can also share it with others and they get 25 USDT. Not dealing with fiat, not dealing with dollars, not dealing with actual any kind of currency around the world other than crypto, because we know crypto is decentralized, right? Not regulated at this time. So we now have 6,500 wallets in just a few short months of being available. Everybody's paid out on time every single month, haven't missed a payment, and it hasn't been rug pulled. And here's the backup to the rug pulls that are out there. Even though these guys are anonymous and want to stay that way, I have an agreement with them. It's pretty simple. If you ever want to destroy your business and do a rug pull, even though I signed a document that says I'm not going to say who you are, I'm going to say who you are. I'm going to reveal because my reputation is on the line and I'm just not going to allow that to be damaged. I said, if you ever want to shut this program down, it's done simply by letting people log into their account, hitting the cancel button, and let them get their 25% USDT crypto at the end of their payout cycle and all their principal that they put in on their packages. Because they don't want to destroy their core business. They're going to make sure they pay. And I have all the confidence in the world since I've been part of their loan program for 10 years. And I shared with them and how to set it up because I was doing it myself 15 years ago. It's pretty simple.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Well, thanks for walking through that. No, that's super helpful. We got questions flooding in from the comments. So again, I like that, guys. I understand you being skeptical. We started out by saying, yes, be skeptical. This is a space where you should be skeptical. You should not get into things until you are you have all your questions answered, till you feel comfortable. And even then, don't risk more than you can afford to lose. Get your
Bingo.
initial out. The same things are true. So again, keep the questions coming, keep the criticisms coming,
I
and
can
we'll try to
speak to
work
that,
through some.
James. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
If I've masterminded with these guys to create a program that has very low risk, meaning if you just get started with one package, you have two options. One, you could use your hard earned money, which nobody wants to lose, right? That's one option. But if you have multiple streams of income and you're profitable in another space, why not use that profit to get started here? Because your very first month, you're at 100% risk. After your first cycle payout, 32 days later, you're paid 25%. Simple math is every single month, your your risk drops by 25%. So after 4 months, do the math, you're whole. I have people that not only got started in June and been paid 4 cycles and got their initial out, they've left the house money in, they've cycled a second time. So really, you can cycle up to 3 times in a year at 4 cycles in total and triple your money. So very low risk. Don't put in more than you can afford to lose.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So some of the questions that people have. Can we see, is there visibility into how our investments are working, what they're doing? Any way of checking actual returns for the business?
And the reason that you can't do that is because you're not making an investment. You're purchasing a loan package. You're providing a loan. What they do with the money, in this case, what they do with the crypto, because it's not money, is their business, not yours. But I can share with you what the business is. It starts with media buys. Media buys are where you purchase clicks from Google, Yahoo, Bing, MSN. That's one part of the business. Another part is they purchase traffic through Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, on all different types of niches. Go to Google, type in a keyword or search phrase. You're going to see ads that come up. If ads didn't come up, which I don't think there's ever been a time I've ever, how about you, James, ever type in something with Google and there's never an ad? There's always ads, right? That means people can make money as an affiliate, transferring that traffic over to somebody else. So they're in all kinds of niches. Could be gardening, could be replacement windows, it could be nutrition, health and wellness for men and for women. It could even be COVID, because in 2018, last time I checked, nobody was searching for that keyword. In 2019, it exploded in terms of searching. And even today, even though COVID's cooled down, type in the word how to cure COVID. There's going to be ads that come up, and people are looking to monetize that, and that's what they do.
Okay, very good. No, that makes a lot of sense. Let's see. Is this anonymous company doxed to anyone else other than Ed? Sounds like he is on the team. So, do you want to just talk a little bit more about your relationship with the team? Are you part of the team, or you're just kind of one of the marketers, or kind of how's that all work together?
Yep, it kind of go back to what I said earlier. I've been masterminding with these guys ever since I met them in 2007/8 at an event, at a Google AdWord event. In collaborating with them over the years, I have my own business, they have theirs. I took my company public, and then I took some of my profits and I put it into their private loan program because I shared how I was doing my private loan program to raise money so that we can buy more and more traffic. I've been totally separate from their company all these years. I've just been a client of theirs as a private loan individual. When I approached them in April of last year, the end of March, I was presenting a business idea for them to scale up more private loan opportunities through my audience privately. So what I became, instead of being on staff with them, which, as I think he said, is that's what it sounds like. No, I'm the master affiliate. It is a two-tier affiliate system. However, as the master affiliate and working with them to get this set up, consulting with them, I got rewarded by getting paid out on every single package, and no matter if it's 100 tiers below off of everyone in the organization. That's how I'm associated with them and have that credibility with them. They have that credibility with me. So we made it a business arrangement, but I am not part of their staff at all.
Okay, gotcha. Is there an actual loan agreement, or how does that kind of work?
Great question. Because it's private, no. It's based on who you know. Like I said, when I went to my original friend, I didn't have to sign a loan agreement for my personal private company. And they don't have to either. So it's just a means online using crypto. It's a loan package that you're purchasing and they pay you out. It's that simple. No actual loan agreement is needed for a private company.
Okay, gotcha. And then who has access to where all the funds go? Do you have access, or is it just the company you're working with?
Yeah, the wallet goes directly to their company so that they can convert it to whatever fiat currency they're using around the world and do their media buys. So, no, I do not have access to it at all.
Okay, gotcha. Are you able to pull out money at any time after the first month, or how does are there locks, or how does that kind of work?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of the rug pulls that have been out there that I've been part of, it's always a lockup period, right? For 6 months or 12 months. There's even some trading opportunities out there that I shied away from simply because of the lockup period. This is different. At any time, even on at day one, if you purchase your one package, you can hit the cancel button right there, right after you buy it. And what that tells the automated system in the back end is that on your payout date, which is clearly defined in your client portal, on that payout date, you're going to get two payouts. One, your 25% that you're due at the end of that first cycle. And the second payout before midnight on that payout date, you'll receive your entire 500 USDT. So the lockup period is any point in time throughout those 30 days that you just hit the button as long as you're 24 hours before your payout date, you can get it all out. But I must note, when you do that, or if you decide to do that, please tell me where you put that money that's going to pay you back 25%. Like you just got proof that it paid you out. I would like to put some of my money there with you.
Okay, very good. I like it. And I want to address the comments. We got tons of people saying this is a scam, people saying this and that, which is fine. I understand skepticism.
Mhm.
If you're interested in working through this and asking questions and kind of working through it, but if you have no interest in this, you're convinced it's a scam, I would recommend you just go watch a different video. Like you don't have to watch, like, I go YouTube Madden highlights or something like that. Go watch football highlights or something like that. I would like to get through all these questions. So if you have legitimate concerns or legitimate questions, I
Absolutely,
will
we'll
bring
address
those
them.
up. And but I'm not going to bring them up in your timing. I'll bring them up as people ask them.
And
Okay.
James, I tell people all the time, if you really have that high level of skepticism, get to know me. How about flying into Atlanta and let's break bread, have lunch or dinner together, and let's talk? Because we have 8 months documented online publicly of people getting cycles after cycles after cycles. So you can be skeptical. You can still be confused about money and be confused what the word scam means. That's okay. Check back with us in 4 more months. Hey, 12 more months. It's okay. Keep assisting us in counting our crypto at 25% per month.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Ed, for saying that. I'm sure you get used to these types
Yes.
of statements as well as I do. And there are a lot of scams out there. I'm not downplaying that. There are a lot of scams out there. So I totally get that. But you just got to ask questions and try to weed through, hey, what's a scam? What's not a scam? So yeah, definitely get that. Mike says 25% is not sustainable. LOL. What would you say to people who say, hey, 25% that's not sustainable. That's not something. That's not the way money works. What would you say?
You're right. That's not the way money works, but we're not talking about money here. We're talking about affiliate marketing. And then maybe that, Mike, you missed the first part of this. Maybe you want to go back and listen to the recording. I was clear. When I had my affiliate marketing business, I put $1 into media buys with Google. Go to Google, do a search. You're going to see ads. If you click on an ad, it takes you somewhere and somebody wants to monetize that ad. There are people in this space of affiliate marketing going back to 2002-ish, 2003 when Google AdWords started that make way more than I made when I put $1 into advertising. I got $4 back. Last time I checked that math, it's 300% I earned on that dollar, not in the bank, through real business. And I could afford to pay out 50% to my audience. That's how they're able to pay out 25%. Now, at the end of the day, you must consider this because documentation beats conversation all day long, right? Go to Google, type in how much revenue did Google earn in 2022? It should tell you $267 billion. Then ask Google another question about itself. How much AdWords revenue did Google earn in 2022? It should say 209 billion. That's how it's sustainable. People are earning a fortune through affiliate marketing. LOL.
Yep, absolutely. No, that makes sense. Okay, more questions. We got questions pouring in. Awesome, guys. Yeah, keep them coming. I love this. You guys
Yes.
asking questions. First off, you ask better questions. Second off, makes my job very easy. I'm just clicking here, clicking there. So really like that. Let's see. Justin says, I'm loving my 30 packages on
Mm,
cycle 2. My goal is to get to 100 packages by June. So
awesome.
some people from that, it's been working well for. Jack, welcome. Jack's a friend of the channel. He's got his own channel. You should go check out if you haven't already. He says, I haven't made a video on it yet, but I'm in CryptoProgram. Got my first payout last week. I think
Wow.
he means week,
Week,
but
right?
yeah, got that. So let's see. Let's ask about this. So we have some people that are asking about. I'm sure people looked you up and they go, "Hey, let's go look
Sure.
through all of his history and see all these things." People are ask about SEC charges.
Hmm.
Do you want to talk about that and
Oh,
just things
absolutely,
in the
because it's
history?
public knowledge. In fact, I don't have skeletons in my closet. My closet door is wide open, and you can see them right there.
It's on Google.
It's all online. It's on Google, so it must be true, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything there is always true. Yeah, and all the details.
I'll be as quick as I can about the SEC. So, in my internet marketing company, as a marketing company generating leads, the consumer, the SEC was concerned to protect the consumer with the language that I put out on my website. And they targeted me. It was an easy money grab for them. Talk about rug pulls and money grabs. Government does it all the time. So they came after me because of the language we had on our site and the marketing that we were doing in our emails, because we had massive email lists. We're generating 6,000 emails a day as leads. So you can imagine you're going to get some people unhappy. They feel they were deceived through the marketing, all that other stuff. So we got a fine. I think it was 100 grand, 80 something $100 a month payment plan to the government for 12 months. That's the short story. We did the time. We did the crime according to them, you know, putting words that deceived people online, and we had to pay the fine. We're a public company. Okay. So that was it with SEC.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And I'll talk about what I know about the SEC is from my experience, the SEC does not actually ever go after real scammers.
Huh.
They go after, like, right now. If you look in crypto, the
Hmm.
SEC is after Ripple, who's not done anything scammy. They're after BUSD, which is like, well, why are you going after BUSD? Like, that's one of the few things that's actually been working well. So just from my experience, the SEC is not that they don't go after scammers. I wish they did. That would be more helpful and more useful. But thanks for being open about that. And if anybody has more questions about that, again, I want to allow any questions to be asked, not trying to hide anything. But let's see. So is the SEC going to go after James for covering rug pulls, then deleting the videos? Probably. Julian, the SEC will probably come after you someday for one thing or another. But if you don't like this video, you don't like me, and you don't like the person on, then just go watch something else. I don't
Bye,
understand.
Felicia.
Yeah, maybe find other things to do with your time.
Hmm.
So, anyways, Mike says, I'll be surprised if it lasts more than a few months. Do you have any thoughts on? Do you think this will last for the next 20 years, or what's kind of your thoughts on
That's a
longevity
great
of this?
question, Mike. Maybe go back and watch the recording. The loan program started 15 years ago. I've been part of it with this company for 10 years, and I'm the one that told them I was doing it with my company. So we have some longevity there. It seems to have lasted more than a few months. Now, the online version started June 12th. I don't know what your definition of a few months is, but 8 months now is more than half a year, and we're into the eighth month. So if you'd be surprised, then it'd be longer than 10 months, Mike. Why don't you share what your last name is and let's set an appointment for a few more months and let's have an open conversation when it does last that long and people have cycled yet again and got their payout and doubled their money.
Okay, fair enough. And again, I would tell people, I'm always hesitant as to how long things will last for. So, try to get your initial out as quick as you can, and then just kind of play with house money and just say, okay, I'm just going to let the rest kind of roll and see how it goes. So,
James, you know what the reverse of this is? All the skepticism. There was this little company back in the day. Maybe some of the younger guys here don't remember it, but it was called Blockbuster Video. A solid company, great business model, but they didn't pivot. And I'm surprised they aren't still in business and pivot. Everybody thought they're going to be here forever. What a great idea. Well, Netflix drowned them and Redbox, and they're out of business. Who would have thought Blockbuster be out of business? So I understand the skepticism. So you ride it for as long as you can, but don't put in more than you can afford to lose. And when you take your hard-earned money out in every single month and drop your risk by 25%, then why do you have to continue to have skepticism? Just ride it out. So if it does continue 10 more years, 15 more years, maybe you become a believer then. I don't know.
yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, a lot of this comes from just being burned in other places. And we totally get that. Ed gets that. I get that. And I'm not totally, I want to do more research. That's why I had Ed on.
Hmm.
I looked through the website, looked through what information I could find, and said, you know what? I don't know about this. But wanted to bring Ed on. Let's ask the questions. And then probably what I tend to do with most things is I put in a little bit, see,
Hmm.
okay, did I get my first withdrawal? Okay. Did that all work all right? And then I'll put in a little bit more. And then I try to get my initial out. And then it's like, okay, this has been going now for 6-7 months. Project, you guys in the audience, you're familiar with Project 79. Some people still say it's a scam, but I've gone 8 months getting 7% a month. And it's like, well, okay, I'm not saying it's going to last for 10 years. It
Right.
may or may not. But yeah, that's just learning to get through things like this. So awesome. Yeah, Ian, welcome to the show. And yes, Ian, with the great reminder, please do hit the like button. I always forget. I'm a terrible YouTuber. Forget to remind people to do that, but please do. Jack says, can you ask Ed what niches, however you say that word? I just type it. I need inspiration for a new e-com store.
Yeah, that's a great question. I will share one with them. One of their original ones is health and wellness. And this goes beyond media buying. We talked about media buying. You put in money with Google AdWords and you drive traffic. Well, they're also an ad agency. So a company that has, let's say, a nutritional product that's just phenomenal, getting great results. But the company is a horrible marketer. They could have the best website in the world. They have the best product in the world. Unless people know about it and you're not a marketer, well, they go and hire an ad agency that has extremely tremendous results with other clients, and they take this product and they dedicate a budget. This is why it's a low risk opportunity. They dedicate, let's say, 10 grand for 90 days to drive traffic, to do split testing on landing pages, split testing on language, marketing on the pages, even colors and where images and text are displayed. This technology I was using 10 plus years, 15 years ago, heat maps on a web page that's tracking the mouse to see where people are reading, and they make adjustments to that to get one little slight advantage of conversions. You know that, James, right? From back in the day. So they use other people's money. A company that hires them, maybe that company says, I got $100,000 a month ad spend, a budget. And they say, well, you got to pay us 25 grand a month just to spend your 100,000. So now they have this product. It pays 20, pays out, or sales is 29.95 a month. Or they may cut a deal and say, we want $3 a month on this recurring revenue, or at each sale, because it's a recurring product, right? And they are only going to charge them 10,000 on based on their ad spend, 10% versus 25. Once they do the testing and it works on that little bit of budget, they scale it up. Now, if that company is not scaling up fast enough, they'll take this product and this is a white bottle, because they can white label it. They can create their own product brand, their own name, change the ingredients right here just a little bit and call it their own. And now they've got all the experience on that specific product, knowing what works and what doesn't. And they'll take their loan program money and they'll ramp up the advertising and media buys and then test it in other countries. And they're charging 29.95 per month. So it's not just to purchase traffic, make a one-time affiliate sale. They'll create their own product and have the recurring billing of tens of thousands of people paying 29.95 a month. So Mike, how is it sustainable? 25%? I just gave you another example right there. So there's an idea. E-commerce, health and wellness. Start your own white label and go out there and figure out Google AdWords and make $1 million.
There you go. Hey, and guys, there was a lot of golden nuggets in what Ed was just talking about there. Um, and that's one thing I would encourage you to do. I'm trying to think of the best way to help people in the audience, but instead of there are scams, okay, and you could go around just saying this is a scam, this is a scam. That's fine. But I think what would benefit you more is to try to navigate these waters and really work through. Don't just call everything a scam, because then there's going to be no opportunities. But really, just learn how to navigate these waters, because this is the way that finance is. So there was a lot of good nuggets of what Ed said there. Ed is a good marketer. I can tell you that. I can tell just from what I've read about him and just the way he talks. I can tell he's got a good marketing brain. So you should try to learn from that.
Thank
Can
you,
you
sir.
confirm if the company owners are from the USA, UK, Canada, or somewhere else?
Yes, I can confirm that they're from all those different places and more, because they have a very large team that stretch across all the major countries around the world where they do advertising.
Okay, there you go. V Double says the company's been doing this for more than 15 years with 250K buy-in. Ed just partnered with them to bring in smaller amounts from his people. So,
There's somebody that took notes from earlier,
yep, there
and
you
I was able
go.
to repeat it. Thanks.
Yeah, and we're gonna skip some of these we already answered. And again, the replay of this will be available right when we're done. I'll put in chapters so you can skip around to the questions. So if I ignore your question, we probably already talked about it. Let's see. Is there any way we can see some of the ad results? We kind of talked about that, even if it's just a screenshot. Not interested in the specific products. Any plans for that in the future? Anything like that?
I love questions like that because look, if you think it's a scam, why don't I just doctor up something and show it to you, because you're not going to know whether it's true or not. So instead, I'm just telling you the truth. This is how it works. You don't like what you hear and you need to see this proof. How are you going to validate whether it's true or not? So I'm not going to say it's a ridiculous question, but I am going to say if you're that skeptical, don't get started. Put your money somewhere else and get rug pulled. Here, it's not going to get rug pulled because I'm going to expose them if it does. I don't know of any other company that's out there saying, I'm going to expose these people if they do pull the rug. Well, there's some assurance that's new to the marketplace, isn't there? Isn't that? Because I don't want to be a target. And you know when there's problems, you know when there's everybody's up in arms and want to destroy somebody online when they don't get paid. Well, everyone's been paid for 8 months. How are you going to complain about a program that's paying out?
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, Jack, and good question, Jack, by the way. We do
It
appreciate
is.
it. Jack is actually in crypto program.
Okay.
So I think just wanting to verify. We're very
Sure.
nervous coming from the crypto world. We're very shaky.
But it's not
Uh,
crypto.
true, true. But it's
It's just
called crypto program,
yes,
So
because it's a means of coming in and out. And when I was thinking about it, I was too busy trying to put the whole back end together with these guys and working with the developers. And we're getting close to, hey, we got to come up with a name for this. I'm like, well, I can't figure it out right now. Let's just call it crypto program.
yeah,
Put a
no,
logo
I
together.
get that. I get that. Next time, maybe you can use Chat GPT and say, "Hey, generate
Yeah,
a name of a." There you go.
you're right.
Is there a cap on number of investors to prevent compounding issues? So what we've seen in some protocols is, yeah, it's working fine, but people compound, and then the numbers get so ridiculously high. You have any thoughts on that, or is there any
Yes,
ever going to be a
great
cap
question.
or anything?
Well, with business, you can't ever say it's never this and it's never that, right? I mean, that's business. You got to be able to pivot. But what I can tell you is for 15 years, they've never said no, we don't want any more money because there's so many niches out there. And they have a big research and development department which goes out and does a keyword search, keyboards or whatever. These products, pens, glassware, right? Any and all. And if they see that there's a market for those keywords, they have a research and development team that, with some cash, that will do testing in that market. And that means they can scale that up if it works. They'll abandon it if it doesn't work, the campaign, after 90 days, or they'll scale it up. So they're always looking for more funds. So the high net worth individuals that have been doing this with them for 15 years, they have more money than I believe all of us put together are going to be able to put together in this program, because just Google AdWords alone was 209 billion in revenue last year. When you add up all the other social media places, I live in Atlanta, so WSB TV Atlanta. Hold on one second, guys. I got a call coming in. I gotta get. There's the thing here.
We can't hear it,
Oh,
so
you can't hear it. Okay, good.
nope, nope.
Sorry. Whoops. Whoops. All right. So then it's in my ear. Sorry. There we go. There we go. Sorry.
There you go.
Um, when you add up all the revenue that's being generated online, I live in Atlanta. WSB TV is here. They've got a website. How do they exist? Through advertising. And you think about all the national sites, the Fox News, the CNN.coms, the political ones on the right, the left, and the independent ones. And then you multiply that all across the entire world in all these different countries and smaller cities. There isn't enough money that Bezos or Musk has and the others out there to buy all the advertising that's available. And oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention there's this guy, Elon Musk, that's throwing up Starlink satellites around the world like little Pez candies popping out of the dispenser, which does what? Gives more people access to the internet around the world. And last time I checked, there was over 8 billion, of which there's only a couple billion online. And Apple's still doing strong. Samsung and Google with their phones. Explain to me how we'll ever have a cap on money coming in. It's not possible. It's going to keep growing. More people will get online. And when they do, in certain countries where they didn't have access, what are they going to do? They're going to YouTube to watch videos and they're going to Google to do searching, which means affiliate marketers have more opportunity. And these guys dominate.
Awesome. Okay. Good answer. Thanks for answering.
Yes.
Let's see. Rashid says this is the real deal. If you understand the basis of the program, does very powerful. I joined 2 months ago. It's been amazing from day one. So I appreciate that. Always good to hear results from people that have been in. The more people that you hear good things from, it starts to
hmm
kind of okay. That's good.
hmm
Is it always 25% a month? And second part of that question, why not just go out and get a 10% loan instead of, something like this?
Greedy people go out and just get a 10% loan when they have a really good thing and grow their business and keep and hoard all the money. Myself, I started the loan program because I had a very good thing going. And I'm a fair person. I said, why would I go get a loan from the bank when the banks already make plenty of money? Why not give the opportunity for private individuals to be the bank and get a loan from them at a higher rate that I can afford to pay? And I shared this idea with these guys in the back end 15 years ago, and they carried it forward. Obviously, they can go and do that and get tons of lines of credit. But why not expand your network? Because here's one thing, here's another golden nugget. When you get involved with programs like this and you network with people and everybody's singing kumbaya together, making money, you build relationships. Relationships is really the currency because that opens up the door to other opportunities on a private basis. And then there's no skepticism. There's no, this might be a rug pull, not when it comes from somebody that you have credibility with. So that's why you pay out the 25% to build the relationships that could lead to other things instead of just going to the bank where there's no relationship and they don't give a crap about you and they give you 10% just to make an extra 15%. To me, that's selfish.
Yeah, and then also I would add too that working with banks is not particularly an easy thing. Like for example, when I go to apply, I have a lot of different projects I'm working on and businesses that I want funded for different things. And when I go to the bank and say, "Hey, can I take out a business loan for this?" They're like, "Well, show me your income for the," and I'm like, "Well, it's crypto income." And then they say, "Well, we don't accept that. We need actual income." I'm like, "Well, I've got all this money in the bank that from selling a business." And they're like, well, no, we need income. We don't need money sitting in the bank. And so then I give up and then I make an NFT collection and I raise money that way. So
Exactly.
that's my answer to that
Be your
question.
own bank, right?
Yep,
And help
exactly.
others become a bank.
Yep. And another thing too is, banks will give you a certain amount of money, but with most of my entrepreneurial endeavors, and I would say Ed's probably the same way, we're not looking to make a certain amount. We're looking to grow and the sky's the limit. Like I tend to think very big and bigger than the bank is wanting to fund usually. So I'm looking for, okay, what would be an alternative means to fund this that doesn't have this arbitrary cap that the bank has put on it. So that's the way I think through things.
I do want to bring to everybody's attention here, guys. This is simple math. Each package of 500 pays out 25%, which is 125 USDT. If you make $72,000 a year, that's your annual income. You hate your job. You hate getting up in the morning. Maybe you hate your boss. You just hate the whole slave camp thing that you're involved with in the modern day slave camp. Then it's simple. Take your salary, divide it by 125, and that's how many packages you need. Stay at your job for 8 months to 12 months. Put your money into a program like this that's paying it out. Get all your money out, and then you have options. And that's where my heart is, to give people the option to do what they want, when they want, whenever they want, with whom they want, and not be a slave to the system. And this is a way of doing it. Simple math. This is, you just need X amount of packages, pay yourself back, and then you're home free.
Okay. And Justin, my community manager, I want to just show appreciation for him, but he says, I've not gotten into this yet because I'm skeptical, but happy to hear everyone out. That's how I research. And exactly that's why I do these AMAs. Is I could have just signed up for crypto program, waited a year and but I wanted to bring Ed on and just say, hey, this is how I research things. Can you come on, answer some questions? So and hello to Decade Investor, Colin. Appreciate having you, man. Celebrity in the house. So good to see you. How much is the minimum package to invest in?
550 USDT is the only package. So just one package, 550 USDT, 50 goes into referral program, 500 is yours that goes into the loan program. You're paid out 25% on the 500, and then the referral program pays out two tiers, 25 at the initial package to the person who referred them or you, and then 6.25 for the person that referred them. It's that simple. And then you just scale. If you want 5 packages, you multiply it times 550. 10 is 5,500. You just go on from there. We have people that have bought hundreds and hundreds of packages. They didn't do it on day one. They just scaled it up as they were paid. Simple.
Yeah, and I'll say too, sometimes people have problems with affiliate programs, referral things like that. But I know there's a lot of scams in that space. But if you look at the I mean, you look at Amazon, they live off of referrals. I mean, that's one of the biggest ways that Amazon brings in money is from their referral program of people selling products on their website that are actually referral links back to Amazon.
Come on,
And
James.
it's
Amazon's a scam. You know that.
yeah, of course. I mean, they're going to rug pull any day now.
Nobody,
Um,
everybody that goes buys off of Amazon, they're buying from a scam.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's just the best way to get new people into a project or into something is referring. That's, you can go try to do your own marketing. You can go try to do, run some ads yourself, things like that. But it's always the fastest way to grow is going to be referral structure. So totally get that. Are there unlimited package purchases, or is this going to be limited in the future?
As of now, it's unlimited. Of course, business can pivot at any time, but like I said earlier, if you rewatch part of the recording, they've been doing this for 15 years. They have more money than I believe we're ever going to be able to put together here because they're small packages. So it's unlimited as of now.
Okay. And then if anybody else has any last minute questions, we've got some good comments here to kind of finish off, but I want to make sure we get all those answered. Again, please do not wait till after the AMA and then start asking me questions because then I'll have to just bug Ed quite a bit. So it'd be better if you just get them out now. Deborah says this innately has risk, as all of DeFi does, although this is not really DeFi, but yield nodes was great until it's not. This is essentially the same. Seem great, but it's high risk. So I think, Ed, you would probably say this is not high risk.
This is low risk because they're using media buys. And as I explained earlier, when you go back and watch the recording, they allocate a budget, a small amount of funds to do a test campaign. And they're disciplined enough to abandon that campaign. If they put in $1 and only getting 80 cents out, it's a failed campaign over the life of that 90 days. But if they're putting $1 in and they're getting $1.60 out, the question is always how much funds can we allocate to this and how much can it sustain before we dominate and we plateau and move on to the next one. So explain to me how that's high risk when every single month they're earning triple digit percentages and they're only paying out 25%, 2-digit percentages. How is that high risk? To me, high risk is a commodities market, a forex trading market where poof, the market moves and everybody's funds are gone and they don't put in stop losses. Here's the bottom line: emotions dictate people's decisions. True or true? So when you are budgeted for a certain amount of money and not emotionally addicted to money, you can be disciplined in business to allocate a budget to something versus something high risk, trading, where it's losing. You can't put more money in fast enough and you make bad trades because it's emotionally you've never traded a half a billion or 200 million or 50 million, but you've done great as a professional trader with 100K or less. That's why this is low risk. It's traditional business.
Okay, yeah, and I will say, so from the outside, we consider it high risk, right? Because we're not in there, we don't know all the details. But I
Yeah.
will say, I will touch on what you said because that's definitely true. My business that I started, I invested $0. I actually bootstrapped it and made 7 figures. So that's like an infinite return. So we talk about no 25% returns, you can't have that. Well, I actually went in my business, I had infinite returns. I put in $0 and made
Yeah.
millions. So like
Congrats.
the difference is just how extracted you are. That's why we're used to 10%, 15% is because we're extracted from the business. So things like this, again, I don't have tons of, I'm not a part of it yet. I probably will put in a little bit at least to check it out. But when you
No,
get
James,
close enough,
don't do it, man. It's a
don't,
scam.
don't do it. Ed says no, so I guess I won't be doing it.
But you know what's interesting, James, is in the US banking system, there's $2 trillion sitting in savings accounts. And the banks emotionally manipulate everyone with because they're in cahoots with the government in terms of adding this little insurance policy called FDIC, which gives everybody the nice cushy feeling that your money's safe and protected when they give you 1% per year. Meanwhile, they'll make double-digit percentages daily when they go trade your money. How do they put the banks put their names on these huge buildings in every city across the United States? Is it because of ATM fees and bank statement fees? Or a loan at 10%? Come on. Wake up, everybody. They're using your money and trying to keep you strapped down to keep it in the bank and giving you maybe 3% on a CD or something. Yes, it is possible. The wealthy earn 25% or more on their money because they're in the right network of people. And I was told by one of my mentors, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. If you're not prepared to risk, you don't deserve to win. And sometimes you got to jump and grow your wings on the way down. It's that simple.
Yeah, no, totally agree. That's always bothered me. Yeah, because you think, okay, I'm putting my money in at Wells Fargo or something, and they're giving me some kind of return. But it's like, yeah, where'd all that money come from to build these huge skyscrapers? You go to downtown Lincoln where I live, and the biggest buildings are all the bank,
Bank, bank
all the
names.
different bank buildings, and they're using our money. They're giving us a small percentage, and then they're
Mhm.
going out and making very large returns. So yeah, totally get that.
This is all about being in the fourth quadrant of what Robert Kiyosaki talks about, true passive income, letting your money work for you, not exchanging time for money, not going from a W-2 to, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, I own my own business. No, the business owns you. You got to put your hard-earned crypto here to work and live your life because that's what you're supposed to do, live your life.
Yep, absolutely. Dave says at least we can see Ed, know who he is, unlike most of these other unknown devs in visible DeFi projects. Yeah, true. And by the way, this is not DeFi. I know I do a lot of DeFi, and this is called CryptoProgram, so I understand the confusion, but this is not DeFi. This is a business that you get into with crypto. So get
And
that.
come on down to Atlanta and meet me. I'm going to be traveling across the U.S., going to Florida for a couple weeks. If you're down and around Florida, just hit me up. Let's break bread and have a coffee or a lunch or dinner.
There you go. I know if I ever get down to Atlanta, I definitely will be meeting up with you. I think
Awesome.
we'd have some good collaborations, I think.
Yes.
Tony says you're a great person, Ed. I recently got in and it's awesome. So that's good.
Awesome.
Do returns come in every day or at the end of the month?
Every month. Well, it's not the end of the month. If you sign up today on the 20th, 32 days later for cycle one is a great question, is when you get paid. And then 30 days after that, every 30 days, you're locked in on that pay date. If you buy another package in 2 days from now, then it's 32 days from that date. So we have people buying, one package a day because they want to get paid 125 USDT per day. And it just keeps cycling from there.
Okay. And sorry if this was already asked. Do you need to refer people to get the 25%?
Nope, you do not have to refer anybody at all. You can just buy your own packages and get your 25%. Now, you do need to own at least one package if you're going to get paid referrals. I don't believe in signing up everybody you know just to make commissions and then buy your package. You got to earn it. Buy your own first, just one, and then you can refer a million people if you want.
Okay. Yeah, and by the way, that is the definition in the US of a multi-level marketing scheme is if you have to refer in order to make money.
Right?
So by definition, at least here in the US, this would not be an MLM scheme
No,
because you do not have to. It's just kind of an icing on the cake thing, similar to, again, like we were talking about to Amazon. You don't have to refer on Amazon. You can if you want to make extra money from that. So
exactly.
and then you answer this: does everyone get paid on the same day? It'll be the day that you got in, correct?
Correct. So as of right now, give you some numbers. There's hundreds and hundreds of payouts a day, every day, from people who 32 days ago, today's their 32nd day, or people that are in their second cycle, which is 30 days. It just happens to be today. There's new people that purchase today. Referrals get paid out today before midnight on Eastern Standard Time. So everybody's paid differently, but there's payouts every single day because of those three areas.
Gotcha. Rashid, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Oh boy, the banking scheme. That will wake you up when you know you're giving the bank an interest-free loan, and
Yeah.
that's the right way to look at it. Is we
Yeah.
think of I store my money in the bank. That's not the way that it works. They don't keep your money. It's not like they take your money and then say, "Oh, good, we'll keep this in the vault in the back." You are giving the bank very low interest loan. You're giving the bank a loan at 3.4% interest, and then it's a wonderful deal for the banks. So yeah, it reshapes your thinking when you start to understand how
Talk
that's all
about a
working.
scam.
Right. I mean,
That's
yeah,
a legal
totally.
scam.
Yep. It's a legal scam. The SEC is okay with that one.
Yeah.
Is USDT the only payment method?
Great
And would this be
question.
changed if there's a black swan event?
Great. It's USDT ERC20, USDT TRC20, and USDC ERC20. When it originally launched, trying to push the developers to get all those things connected. That today there's three currencies. We launched with just one, but today is just those three.
Okay, very good. And then I've been in 2 weeks, but I've come to trust Ed through someone who's known Ed for over a year and worked with him on other projects. So again, appreciate that feedback.
Yes.
Again, I'm just recently meeting you, Ed, so I can't vouch for you for your entire past or anything like that. But you can only meet people when you meet them, and then say what you've learned so far about them. William would like to know: is the $500 you put in a sunk cost? Are you able to get out your initial, or is that kind of gone, and then you're just getting the money going forward?
No, it's yours. If you hit the cancel button at the end of a cycle, you get your 25% and your original amount you put in. You're earning a loan. You're getting a loan payment. It's kind of like you're the bank and somebody gives you a loan. They're going to pay you every single month based on that loan. So it's the exact opposite of what we're conditioned. We go to the bank to get a loan and we got to pay the monthly payment to the loan. It's the same. It's just reversed. Here, you're the bank. These guys are getting a loan from you. Personal.
Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, I think last question here, and then we'll wrap up. Is there any risk the developers were AWOL and lock out everyone? I think Ed, you have their information, and you've agreed. Hey, I'm not going to share it. Keep you anonymous. But if they did shut down the website, lock everybody out, you would act on that information. Is that correct?
That is correct. And there's one more layer of security. The wallet that has the funds. First of all, inside cryptoprogram.me, there is no money. There's just your wallets. So the crypto is not there. Nobody can hack in and get any crypto because it doesn't store in there. It's paid out to your decentralized wallet, Trust Wallet, Exodus, MetaMask. It's paid out. So there's nothing stored. The owners have control of the funds because they have to convert that to buy advertising. But the dev team does not have the keys to the wallet. They cannot get access to the actual crypto that gets transported to the actual company that converts it to media buys. Developers do not have access to that. So that's an extra layer of security.
Okay, very good. If people have additional questions, what's the best way for them to get those answered if we didn't hit them here?
My number one platform that I like to use is Facebook Messenger, as far as direct communication. Second is Telegram. You can hit me up on Telegram, either one of those two.
Okay, very good. So, in closing, again, if you guys have more questions, please you can get in touch with me, and maybe I'll get you contact details for Ed. Again, I don't know a ton about this program. I'm researching it, looking into it, but thought it was interesting. And actually, the reason I found Ed was I had multiple people, 4 people actually, from my community that said, "Hey, we're doing this. You should talk with Ed about this." And I said, "Okay, let me go ahead and do that." And I talked with Ed, and I was like, "Okay, this sounds interesting." So then we asked some questions, and my honest take, again, I could be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of things, but I'm going to put in a little bit of money and start just kind of seeing how it goes. And then if it's working out well, I get my 25% for a couple months. I'll probably say, okay, well, let me put in, 15K. Let me see how that goes. And that's how I do. I like to dip my toe in, and then that's the way that I function. But each
You know,
person,
James, I just don't know if you qualify for this, man. You just got such a high level of skepticism. I want you to be able to sleep at night. Maybe you ought to keep your one package and not do anything at all, man.
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. And actually, I like that you said that because um, I have a friend. He's very, very well. I mean, he's 9-figure net worth,
Mhm.
and he told me the way he tells if he over invested in something is if he can't sleep at night over
That's
it.
right.
If he
Mhm.
lays in bed and is thinking about, oh man, what if that goes under? What he knows,
High
oh, I'm
level of
over invested.
anxiety.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So what he does, he only puts in what he says. Hey, I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to be comfortable. If I lose it all, that would not. I don't want
Mhm.
to lose it all, obviously, but it's not going to affect my sleep. So that's where we're at. So,
I'm here to help people. So anybody wants to reach out to me, I'll be happy to answer their questions.
yep, absolutely. So I'll post a link again. If you want to get started, you can register there. Get in touch if you have more questions. But thank you, audience. You had great questions, great skepticism. I actually love discussing through all this stuff and working through. I mean, these are all the same types of thoughts I have. So appreciate that. And Ed, thanks for working through the questions and working through just, skepticism and all that. Appreciate it very much.
My pleasure. Thanks so much. Thanks for having me on, James.
All right. Thank you, everybody, and hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much.